In the headlines, the Dominica Freedom Party says it will not contest 21 seats as it prepares to release its slate of candidates for the 2020 general elections. A cohort of 18 caregivers trained to empower children to protect themselves against assault, and Dominicans over 60 and under 18 to access advanced medical care at the new National Hospital free of charge. I'm Andrea Lee with the Channel 5 News, back with the details after this.
Here are some tips to reduce mosquito presence in and around your home. Keep water storage containers properly covered. Remove containers that can collect water from your surroundings. Keep garbage bins tightly covered. Pick up your litter and remove all tires from your yard. Keep gutters free of leaves and twigs to prevent stagnant water. Prevent Zika, dengue, and chikungunya. Fight the bite. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
This message is supported by Flow.
Thank you for staying with us. First up, while the Dominica Labour Party and the main opposition, United Workers' Party, have been announcing their candidates to the public, the Dominica Freedom Party is playing its cards closer to its chest. Julian Morris has that story.
Just on Sunday, the Dominica Labour Party launched its candidate for the Rosa South constituency, Shakira Lockhart Hippolyte. 2 weeks before that, the United Workers' Party introduced its slate of 21 candidates to the public, but has since cut back on public functions as a mark of respect to Noreen John, the candidate for the Grand Bay constituency who passed away on the 20th of May. Political leader of the Dominica Freedom Party, Kent Vital, says in due time the DFP will reveal its slate of candidates to the public.
Every party have its own timeline. We don't want to be thrown off by the strategies of the Labour Party, but there are realities in our country that the Freedom Party have had to deal with. So although we have had many discussions with persons who want to represent us, there are certain realities that we have to deal with. And we are dealing with those realities. We are addressing them. It's true that the Labour Party may be ahead in terms of the announcements, the Labour may be ahead in terms of the announcement, but we have some realities that we are dealing with. And very soon we will come to the public and make announcements which will cover those realities, which will indicate the persons that we are working with. But I could tell you, for instance, there are at least 11 solid discussions that are ongoing. Some of them we would have already announced before, that we continue to have. There are other engagements and discussions that we're having.
Vital says unfortunately the party won't be able to fill 21 candidates, though that was the original plan.
That was our intention all along. That was our intention all along. We've been having discussions. But, you know, as any good political party, while you have an intention, you have to listen to the people. You have to listen to the people. People are appreciating what the Freedom Party is doing. And there are different sets of persons. There are those who want us to do just that. There are others who say we should maybe focus on some. There are others who say other things. So any good political party will have an executive who will sit down and consider all things, what is the right strategy, the appropriate strategy. So that was our intention, and we are talking to people, and we are continuing to the discussions with our potential candidates. Some of the discussions are going pretty well, but we will get back to the nation very soon on that matter.
The DFP leader admits that campaign financing does not affect how the party carries out its activities for the constitutionally due 2020 general elections.
Financing is always one of the biggest challenges of any political party. You go to any of the countries in the Caribbean. I've spoken to quite a few of our leaders in the Caribbean, in Grenada and others and so on. And, you know, they recognize financing is indeed one of the challenges. But indeed, it's difficult sometimes to do certain things if you don't have all the resources you require to do it. But we trust and hope that the people will continue to help in one way or the other, as little as it is, and those who want to come on board, even at this stage, we are welcoming them to come on board. Call us, have a discussion with us, see how together we can turn our country. So indeed, financing is one of the things we require, but we believe that if the people were to say, you know, we want change, then whatever little that they can contribute, we welcome it.
In other top stories, 18 individuals are now better trained to prevent assault among children. This was the aim of a 3-day child assault prevention CAP workshop. The workshop was organized by the Ministry of Education with support from the East Dominica Children's Federation and IsraAid.
Currently, we have 18 people being trained as facilitators, and about half of them are people from the Roving Caregivers program. We are happy that the Ministry of Education would allow them to participate in our program. We believe that prevention of any form of assault is good for children. We want to empower them to prevent assault from happening to them instead of reacting to when something happens.
Joseph says this group of facilitators will form a core membership to execute an 18th-month plan among primary schools here.
These facilitators will form a core group of people on the island that will go to different primary schools over the next year and a half to teach children how to empower themselves. We take a three-pronged strategies, teaching children to be safe, strong, and free. And this is what we've been doing here for the last couple of days.
On to health matters, citizens over 60 and under 18 to access advanced specialized medical care at the new Dominica China Friendship Hospital. Patients over 60 and under 18 already receive free medical care at the hospital, but the Prime Minister wants to extend this to include free access to the new modern equipment such as the MRI, which will be available at the new hospital.
In the construction of the hospital, in the design of the hospital, we took into consideration the many family members in this country who are suffering from cancer, the many senior citizens who need specialized care, the many people who need to be dialyzed every single day to stay alive. And we have placed particular care in those areas. So when the Chinese government hands over that first phase of the hospital to us this month, you will not have to go anywhere in the world to get an MRI done, ladies and gentlemen. You will get your MRI done right here in Dominica. And I'm saying here tonight, I'm saying to the senior citizens who are 60 and older, and to the children 18 and younger, that you will not have to pay to use the MRI at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital, ladies and gentlemen. That is our commitment.
The Roosevelt Skerritt-led administration has been heavily criticized for its public support program referred to by critics as the Red Clinic. But the Prime Minister continues to defend his rationale for his administration's policy on health care and health insurance for all Dominicans.
Because for me, health care is critical. I have insurance, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, if my children fall sick, I can fly them out. But what about all of us here, all of you here? How many of us have health insurance? So my preoccupation is to ensure that we can provide for you. And this is why the good Lord led me to create first the public support program, the so-called Red Clinic. When I would see people come to me with their children sick, and they have to go out to Martinique for medical care, no money, they cannot afford it. And I said to myself, my God, what did these people do before? What so many people may have died because the government of the day never saw it fit to provide resources to people to fly the children overseas and themselves overseas. And I said to myself in the cabinet that when somebody comes to a prime minister must be in a position to help that person. And we created the public support program to help people. And we created the pilot scheme for the national health insurance. Hundreds of Dominicans have gotten monies from that national health insurance scheme to go overseas for medical care.
In more developments, the Dominica Public Service Union is expected to meet with its membership on Thursday to review a decision taken last week for public servants to embark on a go-slow.
The go-slow meant that public servants would reduce their work output by 60%. The union has given government until June 11 to come to the negotiating table. General Secretary Thomas Leta says after the June 11 deadline, the union will take enhanced industrial action. The PSU leader is frustrated over government's delay in responding to its proposals for the 2018-2021 triennium.
Several months ago, October 2018, the DPSU submitted proposals for the triennium 2018 to 2020 to the CPU as required by law. These proposals address work conditions and salary issues for public officers. To date, there has been no response to DPSU proposals. Yet, the Prime Minister sees it fit and appropriate to meet with public officers to discuss their functions and to make promises to them about appointments, issues that are raised in the DPSU proposals.
The Chief Personnel Officer in the Establishment Personnel and Training Department responded to the DPSU's proposal for salary negotiations for the triennium 2018-2021 in a letter dated 12 April 2019. The letter stated that government was still in the process of reviewing the proposal in light of the current economic situation. The letter also stated that against the background of the devastation caused by Hurricane Maria, assessments were being made that would inform government submission. It goes on to say that government's proposal would be submitted upon completion of that process, and it was envisaged that the exercise would take another 2 months. Senior Counsel Anthony Astephen has made the point that the 2 months mentioned in the letter have not expired.
These 2 months have not yet expired, but let's put an additional context to it. Had negotiations been after Maria or early 2018, it would have been 0, 0, 0 or minus 0, minus 0, minus 0, would have been very likely the government's counter proposal. Last year, civil servants got paid and got the double bubble as promised. But Mr. Leta is not interested in context or facts. He's not interested in accepting the fact that negotiations have not begun and the government asked for 2 months. Mr. Leta is acting in accordance with a purely personal, pejorative, partisan political agenda to serve the interests of the United Workers' Party and not his members, and not the public interest or the interest of the country.
Astephen has condemned what he describes as the PSU leader's brash, aggressive political actions against the government.
You are watching the Channel 5 News. Stay tuned for more after the break.
TB estene e ben tousse, moun ki en bonne santé oli wen ka respire se vermine la. Moun ki pani bon tempérament kon sa ki ni maladie HIV, alcool, ka fume, ti mamay e grand moun bien sensible pour ces maladies ça la. Moun ki ka tousse ni pou prendre précaution le yo en parmi moun en place publique. Couvre bouche ou le ka estene tousse. Visitez docteur et ben place santé. Fini tout traitement yo ba ou sa joine guérison et puis maladie TB. En responsabilité ou aider du bout sime maladie TB et HIV. Protéger corps et les autres.
Welcome back. A former U.S. Secretary of State has pledged support to the DAIC's commitment to ignite a learning revolution through STEM in Dominica. Hillary Clinton made the announcement at the Clinton Global Initiative CGI Action Network on Post-Disaster Recovery in St. Thomas, which wrapped up on Tuesday. During that forum, several stakeholders from Dominica were present to help create ways in which the country could benefit from networking with the CGI. Executive Director of the Dominica Association of Industry and Commerce, Liz Fabian, who was present for the Action Network, says the focus on science, technology, engineering, and mathematics will augur well for Dominica's future.
DIC commits to igniting a learning revolution through STEM in Dominica, and this commitment to action was announced yesterday by former Secretary of State of the United States of America, Hillary Clinton. And this commitment to action is done in collaboration with the Arthur Waldron SD Academy to introduce STEM to the curriculum. STEM is a combination of 4 disciplines, 4 specific disciplines. That's science, technology, engineering, and math. And the vision behind this commitment to action is to develop our students and a future workforce, and also a future group or generation of people who would be able to create more sustainable jobs, which will indeed help our economy and even the social impact in Dominica.
Fabian explains the introduction of STEM into the curriculum of the Sir Arthur Waldron SDA Academy in Glenville, Portsmouth is a pilot project which is hoped to be replicated across the country.
STEM is taking off in different countries, and even in some ways it's being advanced to STEAM, which includes the arts part of it. Through this initiative, we intend to train 10 teachers, 25 parents, and at least 100 students so that they would be much more advanced in mathematics through mathematics fairs, also competitions, robotic camps, and a number of initiatives. As DAIC, or at DAIC, we are supporting through connections and ensuring that the right connections can be formed to advance this initiative. We are calling on everyone who can play an active role in this initiative, those who have expertise in innovation and technology, also the science, engineering, and mathematics, to come on board to support this so that we can strengthen Dominica.
With mobile number portability now a reality in Dominica, customers are now able to keep their mobile numbers when they switch from one provider to another. Porting or switching means losing business, and no provider wants that. Flo's General Manager, Jeffrey Baptist, has commented on the framework put in place to ensure all mobile providers in the market operate under the same rules.
We're obligated to abide by a code of conduct. So Excel, as part of the process, would have issued a code of conduct and by which not customers but providers must conform. So we always act with the highest amount of integrity. We are above board in any and everything that we do, and we take the code of conduct seriously. So certainly from us, we will abide by all the rules. We will facilitate where we need facilitating. Once a customer walks into your store and comes in and made a decision that I need to port my number, the code of conduct prevents you from trying to talk that customer out of it. So again, customer is king in that scenario. Customer A walks into your store and indicate that I have made a decision that I am here to port my number. By obligation, you must do it. And that is embedded in the code of conduct that we have all signed up to. When I say we, the providers in this market. In this case, mobile 2 providers, Flo and our competitor, Digicel. And we expect the same to be the case with the competitor. I have seen nothing that tells me that they're not going to abide by the rules. So I'm confident that will happen.
Baptist says Flo remains committed to providing customers a reliable and high-quality product.
It is not just loose stock, it is clear action. We are very clear in terms of some of the things that we must continue to do. Continue to invest in building that resilience and robustness in our mobile network. Continue to look at the market, look at trends, accept customer feedback. So once we put our plans out there and our propositions, they're plans that properly align to the needs that are emerging from the market. And we think we've done that fairly well with our recent always on plans. In terms of customer service, I spoke to that at length, in ensuring that we have very little speed bumps in our store in terms of how we deal and treat with our customers. Where we fall short, we fix it quickly, apologize, and get better at it. I spoke about explicitly testing ourselves on a monthly basis for our mystery shopper program. So these are the things that we're doing. And again, they say people are generally driven by evidence. And I'm saying all of this to you, and one can, on the surface, say, well, this is what I expect because this is Jeffrey Baptist from Flo. But I'm saying everything that I'm putting into the record, these are facts that someone can go back and check. These are comments that someone can check. So when I speak to performance of mobile network, it's my comment, but it's a comment that can be substantiated based on evidence. And I'm fairly confident that the evidence will prove me right in terms of reliability and robustness and performance of our mobile network.
And the world observed World Environment Day on Wednesday.
The 5th of June World Environment Day is also called the Environment Day, Eco Day, or short form WED. It's an initiative that the United Nations launched in an attempt to effectively combat problems of environmental degradation. The observance is commemorated annually worldwide by the people aiming to save the unique and life-nurturing nature. This year's slogan was "Go Wild for Life." The main purpose of this year's festivity was to take powerful action to restrict the illegal trade of wildlife. World Environment Day has been commemorated annually on every 5th of June since 1973. The aim is to raise the global awareness that everybody is responsible for saving his environment.
Here are some tips to reduce mosquito presence in and around your home. Keep water storage containers properly covered. Remove containers that can collect water from your surroundings. Keep garbage bins tightly covered. Pick up your litter and remove all tires from your yard. Keep gutters free of leaves and twigs to prevent stagnant water. Prevent Zika, dengue, and chikungunya. Fight the bite. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
This message is supported by Flow.
To end the news, the headlines again. The Dominica Freedom Party says it will not contest 21 seats as it prepares to release its slate of candidates for the 2020 general elections. A cohort of 18 caretakers trained to empower students to protect themselves against assault, and citizens over 60 and under 18 to access advanced medical tests at the new National Hospital free of charge. Feel free to contact us at news@marpin2k4.com. You can also access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Andrea Louis, and to all of our viewers around the world, thank you so much for watching. Join us tomorrow.